little nugget. Like, I used to like really not care for my skin complexion as a kid. You know, you get bullied and stuff like that. You have to deal with stuff like that. But as I got older, you know, you just embrace that about yourself. Like, you know, there's not many people out here that look like us, and it's like, you know, all the people. There's tons of people out there trying to look like us, you know, and trying to have the million that we have. And so, like, we just need to know how valuable it is. Like, pretty much, like, that's what makes us special. So, yeah.
Snap. Yo, what you just said right there is very valuable, especially to the dark skinned sisters out there. We want to touch on this. I love
Y'all
my
are beautiful.
sisters, light skin,
Y'all
dark
are
skin. Y'all are
beautiful.
beautiful.
All
Love
shades.
yourself, all shades. But love that melanin. Love yourself. You hug yourself. Love yourself. Just stop trying to be somebody else. Stop trying to be like them. Nah, be yourself, because they already trying to be you. I know you seen Get Out. Y'all seeing that. Y'all see the movies. They tell you all the time. So you gotta love yourself. Hey, what it do, man? It be that, man. 3D Dev. How are y'all doing? I'm doing great. Thank you for asking. And y'all tuning in to another random conversation. Shout out to my co-host, Jay.
Yee.
Hey, so today we have a special guest. She's a model. She was Miss America 2017. She's out here. She's a psychedelic queen. I seen the caption on there. She be on her stuff. Melanin magic. You feel me? Let's give a special round of applause to Savannah. Hey.
Thank you.
What's
thank
up,
you for
Savannah?
having
How
me.
you doing?
I'm good. I'm happy to be here. Thank you so much.
Thank you for coming on the show. I appreciate you for real.
Absolutely.
You know what? We're gonna get right to it. So random. If you could be any animal, what animal would you be, and what's the reason why would you pick that animal?
If I could be any animal, it would probably have to be. I'm just gonna go with my favorite one because they're like really adorable. But I love sea otters. Like
That's different.
I grew up going to the Monterey Bay Aquarium with my mom a lot. So yeah, that's kind of when I started really liking sea otters. They're like dogs, but for water, you know. So they're just really cute to me. So yeah,
That's dope. That was actually different. I've never heard nobody say sea otter
yeah,
before. So
they're
that
pretty
was different.
dope. They do cool tricks and stuff. So
You like the water and all that.
yeah, the water's cool. I mean, it's cool to look at, you know.
Oh yeah, she said cool to look at. I mean, you don't like to get it.
It's cool to look at, you know. It's pretty.
So I'm
Yeah.
not trying to get up in it though.
Nah, I
Yeah.
haven't learned how to swim yet, but it's all right. I
Hey.
will one day.
One day, you
Yeah.
said one day. Yeah, okay, that's what I'm
someday
talking
it'll-
about.
mhm.
Okay, so you're okay with going out where you're comfortable. You're cool with going out your comfort zone.
Yeah, I mean, it. You know, like anything, it can be challenging, but like at the end of the day, you know, it's like it's a push. It's something to, you know, make you grow. So I definitely. I mean, I've always wanted to learn how to swim. My mom tried to put me in lessons as a kid, and it just didn't really go well. So now it's up to me to teach myself and to learn. So.
Hey, I feel like I gotta give you applause for that though. That's dope that you still want to learn how to swim. 'Cause
Yeah.
You can be like, you know what? Fuck that. I'm cool off that.
Nah.
But the fact you're like, oh, I'm ready. I'm gonna accept that challenge one day.
Yeah.
I'm gonna learn how to swim.
That's survival. That's like it may come down to it at one point.
That's facts. I got one random. Dev, what was one time where you felt like you stepped the most outside of your comfort zone?
Ooh, that was a good ass question.
That's a good
That was a
question.
good question. I'm trying to think like, ooh, what? Yeah. Before I answer that, what you answer the question, then I'm gonna answer it.
Damn, I ain't.
Couldn't even answer. Like, come on now.
No, I can't answer this. I gotta think about Savannah. Do you know?
Like I'm like, okay, so you said repeat the question.
So
How
when
about-
was like the time you stepped the most out of your comfort zone, and what was that story in that situation?
Ooh, okay. The first story that always comes to mind is like when I competed in Miss Black Sacramento. The year that I won, which in 2017, a lot of people don't know except for the people that are in the organization, but like that was my third time competing.
Okay.
And so for me, it was really hard to want to go back initially, you know, after like I had been placed first runner up twice before. So
Yeah.
it was like challenging for me to even like want to compete again. But, you know, I just had to let God use me and just, you know, like really change my mindset about it in order to like really go for it. And like, you know, I ended up, you know, winning. So
Okay.
it was worth it. But it was hard for me to even just mentally want to go back because of like the fact that I hadn't won before.
What was the switch for you that made you say, you know what, I'm doing it?
I mean, it was really God. I mean, that's like a corny answer, but it was like, it was just something I felt in my spirit, like I needed to do, and like, and then, God will give you signs. So it's like people were calling me, like, hey, are you gonna, I just happened to be home that year. Like I came back home for a year, like in between college to kind of stack up and save some money and go back. So I just happened to be home and like, people were calling like, hey, we see you're home. Like, are you gonna, and I was kind of like,
Okay.
But it just seemed like it was what I needed to do, and like ultimately, I guess it was.
That's what's up. So we definitely gonna come back and touch on that.
Okay.
We're gonna come back to that for sure. But Dev, what's up? You ready with an answer, bro?
Before I say that, you said a couple things. Like, I'm like, I heard the signs, Miss America. I heard all that. I'm like, I got some things I gotta ask.
Okay,
you, but,
all right.
Hey, run it with it.
No, I'm gonna answer the question, then we're gonna run it to you, then we're gonna keep it going. You feel me? So, cause I like that. So I think about it. Okay, so one of my times where I felt like I was uncomfortable and where I grew was honestly me getting back to be on social media again, because I really got away from social media and I really wasn't on it like that. So me to open back up on social media and really show myself again, it was like something that I was uncomfortable with, and I was kind of being hard-headed with, because I'm an artist and I got all these other lanes that I want to go through, but just like I didn't want to like show myself on social media, 'cause I really didn't want everybody.
Hard.
Yeah, I don't want everybody in my business and all that, but then I had to start really looking at the positives at it and making the most out of it. So now I'm really starting to learn how to like balance. I still be off balance on this motherfucker where I be on Instagram just surfing for no reason, you feel me? But I'm really trying to learn how to balance, and because I feel like you be wasting time, we be on IG for no reason. It's like, it's cool, be on there, like limit myself like 30 minutes a day. Like that's all I need. I don't need no more than 30 minutes a day. Why am I on here just surfing? But anyway, that's kind of off subject, but it's random, so it's okay. We can touch anywhere that we want to. Yeah, but anyways, you can answer the question now, Jay.
Yeah, so for me, one definitely was gonna be the social media thing. So for sure was completely off the grid, so to speak. I mean, I posted a couple pictures, but like it might have been 2 pictures like a year type thing. So I for sure wasn't using it. So definitely get on social media, like speaking on social media, going live on social media, like all these things were like the opposite of everything I was used to. So that was the first one. And the second one I have to say was with Mario. Because when I met Mario, shout out Mario B. When I met Mario, was at an event, and we had a little info booth, and he came by, and he had on a clean ass like Louis Vuitton mask. I'm like, damn, your mask hella clean. He was like, hey, you know what? You could be a model. I was like, in my head, I'm like, what? I'm like, hell no, the fuck? But I have been working on myself, so I'm trying to be more positive and more open to things, right? So I was like, you know what? I said, wait. I said, why you say that? He said, oh, you got the look, you're tall, this and that. And my old me would have been like, whatever. Like, I ain't trying to hear that. But again, I'm trying to be open to growth. I'm aware all growth happens outside of the comfort zone. So I'm like, you know, what's up, man? I'll tap in with you. All right, man, we'll catch up with some time. He was like, yeah, let's just do a little shoot, put some like proofs or something. I don't know what they're called, but like a practice shot together, and we'll go from there. I'm like, all right, cool. So end up calling him and connecting with him. We line up a day and time. And I'm on my way over there, and I call my uncle, man. I'm like, yo, like, I'm really about to go do this photo shoot. Like, this is not so opposite of what I'm used to. Like, and he was like, man, it's cool. Mario's cool. Like, bro, like, just chill me. It's good.
He is.
Yeah, Mario's dope.
Yeah.
Mario's definitely dope. One of the individuals I've met, and just by the way he conducts himself and the way he treats other people and the way I've seen other people treat him, Mario, you're a stand-up individual for sure.
Yes, you're awesome.
Wait, hold up, random. Are you? I'm cutting you off, my brother.
Oh, I was getting ready to finish.
Go ahead. No disrespect. My fault.
It's good. So I go to Mario's spot and we do the shoot, and like you try on different clothes and you take pictures in them and you pose and all that whatnot. And I was trying to because I feel like there's always 2 sides of everything, right? You can see the negative in it, you can see the positive in it. And I'm like, let me just be in the moment, let me be present, let me just try to see this modeling thing for how how people enjoy it and see it. And it was cool. Like, it was all right. It's not something that I found passion for. It wasn't really fun for me, but I stepped out of my comfort zone, and now I got a friend in Mario, and, I met some other people. Savannah's one of the people I got lucky to meet through Mario, so that had to be mine.
And,
a good one.
The reason why I just said random real fast because I've heard you bring up Mario multiple times, you know. So I want to hear from you, from Savannah. Like, so who is Mario? Because I heard him bring up Mario multiple times, so I'm just kind of intrigued to know who is he.
Get Mario on the show.
I know that would be awesome. Mario, first and foremost, is like definitely one of the dopest individuals I've worked with, like in the fashion industry. He's an awesome stylist. He's a celebrity stylist, and he puts on tons of shows. I've worked with Mario since I think at least 2018, but definitely more frequently with like within the past year. So, you know, he's just like, he's a very sweet person, like just very genuine, very humble individual. And like, he's really like, you know, if you're on your P's and Q's, like he's like definitely, of course, an easy person to work with. Like he's all about professionalism, and he wants you to conduct yourself like the way you're supposed to. So as long as you're doing that, then like, you know, he's definitely a great person to work with.
So how did you get connected with Mario?
That's a good question. I'm trying to think. I think I kind of had to take initiative myself in a sense because before meeting him, I was modeling, but it was still new to me. So one thing I learned about modeling is really a lot of it is networking. And so like I had to find him on Instagram, like keep an eye out for casting calls, like that kind of thing. And then, you know, once I finally was able to meet him and just like associate the name with the face, then like, you know, if he knows you do a great job, he'll start calling you to do gigs and stuff like that. So first it was just more so like making the contact for sure. Yeah.
So random. One thing I got to say, my listeners, are y'all really listening to Savannah? Because when Savannah talks, she says a lot of little quick little gems in there. Quick little gems. One gem when she said about Mario initiative. She took the initiative. She took the first step. You know, a lot of people. That's like you got to take that first step if you want to get somewhere. How you gonna get there if you don't take that first step?
Right.
First, think about it, imagine it, then take that step, that initiative. And then another thing she talked on, which I'm pretty sure my brother gonna talk about it too, is networking. Networking is very important. You know, just like how we gonna get around if you don't network, you don't connect with people. And one way I learned about networking was on my cousin. Shout out to my cousin old Westside Mo. He gonna come on this show one day for sure. He talked about Pokemon, and on Pokemon, when you're trying to go find out like how to with the next clue or with the next Pokemon, the next monster, you gotta go around and you gotta network. You gotta go talk to different people. You gotta go talk to that man. You gotta talk to that person. You gotta get them clues. You gotta network. So yeah, that circle of life. You gotta network and take initiatives.
Yeah, and just to touch on that as well. Savannah, you mentioned basically you stayed in touch with him enough so where he could put your name with your face.
Right. Had to, because he sees a lot of people. he comes across a lot of people.
So that right there, that was a nugget that I think some of us might have missed is because a lot of time we're used to, you know, if we text somebody, they don't text us back, okay, that's the end of the conversation. Or if we call you don't call us back, that's the end of the conversation. In business, it's different.
Right.
Especially when you're trying to because like social capital is a thing, right? So, you know, if I've got a huge network and you've got not as big of a network, like it's more of a benefit for you working with me than me working with you.
Right.
And if that's the kind of dynamic, you're going to have to put a little bit more work in to nag that job or get that fish or get that connection, whatever it is. Because, you know, if I've got a huge network, I'm going through a lot of people. I got random people DMing me. I've got people I'm doing business work I'm networking with. I got phone calls. Everything's already going on. So basically what I got from what you were saying is she was persistent enough to where now he put the name with the face and he can recognize her.
Right.
And then from then, boom. I mean, we see where she's at now. She's done more gigs this year. Guys, go through her Instagram, scroll through. Hey, you know, your work speaks for itself.
Thank you.
So whatever lane you're in, like you got to be persistent. Put your pride and your ego to the side and focus on the goals and focus on the process. Absolutely. So random. I know you mentioned that when you're on your P's and Q's, it's easy to work with Mario. Do you feel like most models are on their P's and Q's?
Like in general, or dealing with him, or like
in general, not him, just in general from your experience.
It's easy in my head to compare pageants and modeling because, okay, let's see. How do I? I'm trying to word this properly. It's easy to compare modeling and pageants for me personally because I feel like it's the same kind of like to me it's unfortunate that modeling is as competitive as it is. I mean, I get it to an extent, but I feel like it's a lot of like people, you know, stepping on each other to get to where they need to go type situation. And so generally when I'm going to casting calls, when I'm going to events that I'm modeling at, I first and foremost worry about myself, because like I want to make sure I'm on top of it. I'm you know, like I got myself in order. For the most part, I feel like I've worked with very professional models. I feel like, you know, everyone that I've worked with has been very sweet, has been very helpful, has been professional. But, you know, like just like with anything, you know, you come across, you know, divas or, you know, like people that you may not necessarily, you know, like click with right away. And that's okay. I mean, it is what it is. It's like it's still someone you have to work with. So it's like you just have to
choose how you want to go about it.
Yeah, exactly. Basically, yeah.
Okay.
So
the reason why I want to ask Savannah that is because when I saw her at the casting call, you're professional, you're on your P's and Q's.
Oh, thank you.
And a lot of the models were, some of them weren't, but it definitely stood out because I'm a person, I try to carry myself in a professional way.
Right.
And it communicates across all industries. If you're professional in one thing, you know, that professionalism will precede you, basically. Because now I know, okay, she'll make a great guest. Now, of course, she's making a great guest. Whatever other opportunities come up that Savannah is a good fit for, I know her professionalism is there, her performance is there. Boom. It will precede you and open doors for you that you may not have seen coming.
Right.
So I just want to touch on that for anybody out there. Hopefully that's a little nugget. But random, being a model, do you get flooded with DMs? Well, what's that situation looking like?
No, I wouldn't say that. No. I mean, like, no.
That's you put the base on it. No.
No, because I don't know. I keep to myself. Like, okay. I just don't really, like, I don't know.
Okay.
I mean, even if I do get flooded with DMs, like, I don't really pay them, like, too much mind. I mean, I'm polite, but I just, you know,
do your thing.
There's boundaries there.
Boundaries, yeah. So for anybody out there listening who wants a chance to get with a model, what is your advice to that individual? Not for you specifically, just in general, or if you want to be specific to you, whatever you want to do.
Well, I'm in a relationship. However, I feel like in general, I mean, we're people. Like, it shouldn't be different. Like, we're people at the end of the day. Like, you know, I'm put together, but like, you know, it ain't always like this. So it's like, and, you know, like, we all have our personalities. We're all different. We're people. So like, it shouldn't be any different. Like, just be respectful and like keep it pushing.
Okay. You know? Sounds like a be yourself.
Yeah, pretty much.
That sounds like the answer we get every episode. People, hope y'all listen.
That's for real though. That's real.
Go ahead, Dave.
I'm just gonna snap because that's what we be getting. They be talking about be yourselves. You don't got no time to be acting unless you're trying to get on a gig, get in a movie or something. So before I talk about Miss Sacramento, cause I definitely want to talk about. I have a question for you, random. Mm-hmm. What's magical about melanin?
Oh, everything. Everything.
Yes, talk to people because I probably some for our viewers out there, they might not know what melanin is. You know, I'm melanin enriched. I know about that melanin.
Okay,
let's talk about it.
It's crazy you say that because okay, so random. When I was in college, I was a bio pre-med major, and so I actually want to get the chemical structure of melanin tatted at some point. So that's random. Yeah, Nobody take that. No, but I do want to get that at some point. But man, like, it's crazy because I really like little nugget. Like, I used to like really not care for my skin complexion as a kid. You know, you get bullied and stuff like that. You have to deal with stuff like that. But as I got older, you know, you just embrace that about yourself. Like, you know, there's not many people out here that look like us. And it's like, you know, all the people, there's tons of people out there trying to look like us, you know, and trying to have the melanin that we have. And so, like, we just need to know how valuable it is, like, pretty much. Like, that's what makes us special.
That's real.
So, yeah.
Okay, snap. Yo, what you just said about that is very valuable, especially to the dark-skinned sisters out there. We want to touch on this. I love
y'all
my
are beautiful.
sisters, light-skinned, dark-skinned. Y'all are beautiful.
All
love
shades.
yourself, all shades. But love that melanin. Love yourself. You hug yourself. Love yourself. Just stop trying to be somebody else. Stop trying to be like them. Nah, be yourself because they already trying to be you. I know you seen Get Out. Y'all seeing that. Y'all see the movies. They tell you all the time. So you got to love yourself.
Yep. There will be a moment in life, I feel like, where it'll just kind of click for you. Like, you'll kind of just like, you know, I feel like it happens for all of us. Like, as we become older and more mature, more sound in our decisions and stuff like that, we become more confident, and like, you know, you'll start to feel that. It'll come with time. It may not be right now, but it'll come with time.
Dark skinned girls are the best.
Facts.
So y'all didn't know. Me and Dad gonna let y'all know. Y'all winning. Y'all the best. No offense to any of the other shades. You know, everybody's dope, but you feel me? Hey.
All beautiful, but yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay, so random. So we're gonna go whoop whoop, go right back around. Rewind. So we wanna talk about this Miss Sacramento 2017. Whoop whoop. So one thing I got a question for you. I have a couple questions. What inspired you to be a model? And because I'm big on visualization. So did you visualize yourself like winning?
That's a great question. Kind of going back to what I was saying earlier, like at first, no. Like it, you know, I competed. Okay, so just a quick backstory. I competed twice as a teen and got first runner up both times, which was fine. Like they were crowning princesses. That was around the time they started crowning first runner ups to be able to do appearances and stuff like that with the queens. So I still had a great experience, like, you know, but like at first, no. When I went back the third time, I was just like, you know, it's hard to, you know, not repeat myself, but it's just like I just really was focused on me. Like we get a mentor every year. Like I just made sure that I had everything in order to be Miss Black Sacramento. I wanted to make sure that, you know, there's different levels of competition. You know, there's interview. We have to have our interview skills in order. There's, you know, stage presence. Like they look at all of that. They look at things you're doing behind the scenes, you know, things you've accomplished. So it's like, you know, the third time I didn't want to come in too confidently because I feel like that's what I did the second time. And then I got first run up again. So I'm like, okay, well, this time I just need to be more humble about it and just like make sure I have everything in order. So I know like there's no way like I could have, you know what I'm saying? So it was just taking the time to take a step back and just look at myself a little more.
Snap. Yo, dropping some nuggets.
She dropping some nuggies, family. So one thing you touched on was having a mentor. Do you think having a mentor in life makes a difference?
Absolutely. Several. Like, definitely several. I try to have mentors in any like little thing I'm trying to get involved in because it's like you definitely always need someone that has that wisdom to help you elevate for sure.
That's fire.
Yeah.
I'm seeing random Savannah, Miss America, yo Leo. I know you're a Leo too.
Yes,
Your birthday.
Leo,
Yep. July 27th. And you know, you feel me? I'll be doing my research out here.
Yes.
But yeah, I'm seeing that you're very insightful in how you talk, and I'm seeing your awareness and everything.
It's
like,
up there.
Okay.
I'm like, it's like surprising. You because you're doing it so nonchalantly the way you're doing it too, and I'm like, wow.
That's how we know it's normal.
Yeah, so that's really you. You're not
Thanks.
like no front. Like
Yeah.
even one thing I love that you said is that you took that step back.
Yeah.
A lot of people don't take that step back to reevaluate. They keep letting that, like one thing, because this book I'm reading, Reality Transurfing, and what they talk about is how a fly, it keeps running into a window. But if you take that step back, you realize that the window is open. That's exactly what you did. Instead of keep going to that window, you took that step
I
back
like that.
and you realized you lined it all up.
Yeah, I like that.
It's just smooth. That's dope.
I got something for you. So another one, when she said basically she went in over, or she said she felt like she was confident the first time, it didn't work out, decided to be more humble the second round. But really what she said was, I just made sure that basically all my shit was together.
Right.
And one thing I talk about all the time, shout out Team T Lee, is we talk about process over results. Because if you go into the pageant thinking about, okay, I'm about to win, or I might get second, I might get third, that's results. The part that you can control is the process. That's how was your interview? Do you have your talent? I think you do like a dance or something like that, or spoken word. You got your talent together. Do you have your community service together? Do you have your community outreach together? There's all these different categories where there's points being scored. Do you know which one is the most weighted? Do you know which one's not the most weighted? Where are you going to put your emphasis at? She said, I made sure to focus on that, which was the process, and her results where she won. So always encourage people in life to focus on your process, whatever it is.
Absolutely.
Focus on that process, double down on that process, and your results be there every time.
Absolutely.
I gotta touch on that because that's when life started becoming more smoother. My life is becoming more smoother is because I'm enjoying the process, you know?
Right.
Like before I used to be thinking about the results, thinking about where I want to be at, you know, or just even like in the past, a year ago, I was talking about I want to do a podcast. You keep talking about, you keep thinking about the results, but when you start enjoying the process, next you know, shit started lining up. Just the universe got your back. God got your back. So enjoy that process, because if you don't enjoy that process, you're gonna be hindering. You're not gonna be enjoying yourself. You're not gonna be loving life. You're gonna be in your head, and you're gonna be feeling miserable because you're not where you want to be at. Instead of enjoy the process, and you're gonna get where you want to be at. Have that faith, believe.
Absolutely.
You know what? Actually, I erased that word believe, because you know what? Another thing I took in that book, So I have a question for you. When y'all go get the mail, do you say I believe I'm gonna get the mail, or you know you're gonna get the mail?
I just say I'm gonna go get the mail.
Exactly. So if I know I'm gonna get there, it's like I know I'm gonna be an artist worldwide known. I know I'm gonna get there.
Right.
I'm just making these steps in the process. It's a process. You feel me? I know. It's not like I believe. No, do I gotta believe that I'm
Speak it into existence.
Exactly.
Right.
Speak that shit into existence. I don't gotta believe that I'm gonna go to that door. I know I can go to that door right now and go open that motherfucker. Looks like I know I'm in the game. I'm speaking that shit to existence. This podcast number 1 in the world. You feel me? We speaking that to existence now.
Number 1.
Hey, let's go. So since we already on this type of, it's random, switch up the frequency. So what's up with I seen that caption, it said psychedelic queens.
That's where we going.
Oh my goodness.
So what's up with that? Psychedelic. Yeah.
I'm dead. Like, why did I choose the caption?
Come on. I know you didn't say that for no reason. Psychedelic queens, that's a deep little saying right there.
I mean, are y'all gonna like flash the picture or like what's later?
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah, that's dope. Yeah, we learn how to do some shit like that.
No, but I mean, I feel like you have to see it really to understand. I mean, it wasn't like, I'm not gonna lie, it wasn't anything like, super. But I mean, just on the surface, but just on the surface, it was like, it was like, because there was 4 of us, and we're all like, Black Girl Magic, you feel me? And then the vibes of the shoot were like throwback vibes. I had a fellow sis with an afro. I had sis with, braids. I think me and the other homegirl had a ponytail. So it was just like real throwback, like 70 vibes. And then, and then of course,
I get it.
And then, and then like, Black Girl Magic. So I was just on that queen hype because,
Okay, I got you. Cause I was taking this somewhere. I was over here about to go deep down.
I mean, you can. You can.
Okay,
yeah.
So are you a deep person? Psychedelics,
like what, like.
Let me. I'm like, I want to talk about something. Like, okay, maybe I shouldn't talk about that, but
it depends. It depends.
Okay,
I'm
you know what? No, let me talk about it. So psychedelics. What I learned about psychedelics is like from like the shrooms, mushrooms, psychedelics, and all that. Right. I feel like, but you could type in a psychedelic through meditation and all that. You feel me? Type into a whole different energy. But yeah, so like,
okay.
What do you know about like how do you perceive psychedelic? What's your insight on psychedelic?
I probably shouldn't say this, but I've never. Well, I'll say this part. I've never like done psychedelics. I've been like curious about them. I've been interested in like seeing what they're about and seeing if like people say that you can tap into another part of your mind. That type of thing would be really dope to experience. But I mean, I'm always here for meditation and things like that. I'm always here for also reaching like a higher form of myself. So like if that would be something that it could help with, like that would be dope,
Hey, now we talk about language. Hey.
Yeah.
Oh, go ahead. I didn't cut you off. Go ahead.
No,
Okay. No, I was gonna say now you speaking my language. Cause that's one of my main purposes while I'm here on this earth is to help people, not just myself, help other people become their higher self.
Right.
Be more aware to become in touch with your higher self. That's what it's about. You feel me? Like if you want to be religious, I'm not like a religious person, but I'm not knocking it. But if you want to be religious, go on religious terms. You even talk about like what Jesus Christ or different Christ beings came back. They're trying to let you know that God's in you. You listen to your higher self. You can do what I could do. You feel me? And I feel like that message is misconstrued. Now they put a lot of the Christ beings on a pedestal when you supposed to put yourself on a pedestal. You feel me? At the same time, put everybody on a pedestal.
Understandable.
Yeah, exactly. Go ahead, my brother.
So you mentioned I don't want to lose it. What was you just saying? You just said oh man, you gotta give me 1 second. I lost it.
No, you're good.
Okay, good. We got a quick look. So commercial time. Random. So every day when I wake up, y'all, I open my refrigerator and I say, you know what? I need to rejuvenate my body. So you know what I do? I grab me a Suja. Suja is great to detox your body, cleanse out your system, and it has organic ingredients. Man, it's really good for you. So if you want you some Suja, go on shopsujajuice.com and put in a Darnell 10 code, and guess what you get? A 10% discount. Yeah, I said it, a 10% discount. You see that Suja? So go get you some Suja. Random. Back to my co-host Jay.
Yeah, so I met an individual. I did an interview with him. It's on my Facebook. Dominic Johnson, man. Hey, bro, we got to get him on here. He's one of the smartest people I probably ever met, or at least, he's up there, top 5 smartest people I ever met for sure. And one thing he was telling me, he was like, he doesn't smoke really. He said and this is gonna make a full circle to what you were talking about. So he said he doesn't really smoke like that, right? He explained to me why. He said because when I smoke, he said, you smoke, you get high, right? You feel the feeling and whatnot. And he said, like, when he's starting to come down, what he'll do is he'll go back in his mind and remember the feeling that he had when he first started smoking, right? Because he was like, with the weed, it really just opens up something in you that's already there. You know what I mean? It's something that's already there. So it's like, and he was telling me, it was like, if it's already in me, like, I don't really need the weed to get that feeling. You know what I mean? And he was like, basically what he told me, I think that's a form of meditation, damn near, right? But he just went back and remembered the feeling, just like, like maybe some of us got like, oh, like I watched The Real Grinch the other day, the one with Jim Carrey.
The best one.
I only know it as the real one.
The original. The one and only.
Somebody trying to get on my line for that. Like, yes, it is The Real Grinch. You ask anybody what's The Real Grinch, they're gonna tell you the one with
Jim
him.
Carrey.
Yes, thank you. Anyways, who you know who you are. But yeah, I watched The Real Grinch the other day, right? And I just had a whole flashback on me being young. Like I know all the words in the movie, when he throwing the mail and the thing. I know the whole movie, right? And I just kind of just went back to that place and just enjoyed it. Even though I'm grown, I kind of went back in that place in my brain and my spirit, and I felt like I was there, right? So when he was telling me about smoking weed and going back, basically what I'm trying to connect for people is there's things in life that comes up that remind you of a certain place in time, whether it's a happy memory, sad memory, just a chill memory, whatever it is. And you can your body literally re-feels that feeling, right? So if that can happen by accident, then why can't it happen intentionally?
Right.
You feel me?
Right.
So it's like it's 100% can happen intentionally. All it takes is a little bit of practice. So when he told me he doesn't really smoke because basically he goes back in his mind and remembers that feeling. He said he smokes like once a month. So what I wanted to touch on with the full circles coming in is you mentioned that with the psychedelics, maybe they can help, unlock pieces of your mind or get to the next level of yourself.
From what I've heard, yeah.
From what So from what I know of it, that definitely is factual. But at the same time, there's a lot of bad that can happen. So it's like, we can get into specifics maybe another time, maybe today. I don't know.
It's a drug at the end of the day. So, that's kind of how I look at it. But
But what I want to say is basically the beneficial part of it does exist. And they've come out with things, the mushroom tinctures, you feel me? Like there's
they have edibles and stuff.
What I was going You want to do it? Let me go ahead. Go ahead.
Hold up. Before you touch base on that mushroom shit, on that what you gonna talk about, bro? Save that, because that's gonna be for. Save that. Don't dive deep into that. Trust me. Save that. I got that in the notes for a different episode, but not this episode. So we gonna save that. I know you about to. I didn't know if you about to go deep, but I said, oh no, please don't do it, brother. Not yet. All right.
We gonna save that game for y'all. So you better stay tuned. But basically, there are ways to get the benefits out of things without the negatives. Exactly. And that's, just that in a nutshell, we'll kind of leave it at there. But what I wanted to suggest for people who might feel like me and Dev or like Savannah, how we want to be the best versions of ourselves, but we don't want to expose ourselves to a risk. All that stuff can bring out of you or not bring out of you, the whole thing is bring out of you. That means it has to be in there.
Right.
In the first place. Yep. So whatever, if you're like, man, like just talk to someone who's done shrooms or done acid or whatever it is. I'm not really promoting drugs. Right. Like, don't get that misconstrued. No. But if you're curious, talk to someone who's been there and done that and just ask them, how they were at first, what was different, and have them explain their journey, right? Because through that, you can find out, okay, well, basically this person realized this about themselves or they realized this about themselves. And you take that information, you go home and you reevaluate, you take that step back and you just try to do the same thing, but without the drugs. And it's like, to me, I feel like that's 100p.
Absolutely.
What I gotta say is random. I just want to say this to my viewers. We're not over here like promoting drugs or nothing like that, but I want to keep it 100 with y'all. I'm not gonna say and act like I'm balanced. I am balanced, but I'm not gonna say act like I'm perfect. I'm somebody who has done psychedelics. I've done shrooms and I've done acid. You know what I mean? I ain't gonna lie. I dabbled in both of them realms. And one thing I will say, what he's saying is very valid. Is the way I thought when I did shrooms and acid, I was already thinking like that before I did it, you know? So like when people are telling me how they think, I'm like, damn, I'm already on that type of level because I really learned how to look at really feel energy and get on that level. Because when you do like shrooms or acid, you're really feeling energies. You become way more empathic, you know, when you're really feeling people's energy and all that. And you really, empathic, and you feel like you're just like, oh, you feel like you really like reading people's mind. But when you're really just aware and you're aligned up in yourself, you're eating healthy, you meditating, you're already feeling energies like that consistently. You feel me? So you don't need that thing to tap into that. I really just feel like it's recreational. So if you want to do that, that's on you. I'm never gonna tell somebody, hey, don't do that. Hey, don't do that. Because everything's bad and good. You feel me? This TV's bad. This is that. That could be everything's bad and good. You feel me? It's a balance. So do what you want, but just understand that you don't need that to figure out who you truly are.
Facts.
Now that was some fire.
Right.
Now, Brother Dave, you touched on two things that we gotta get clarified real quick. You said more of an empath. Okay, now that resonates with me. Savannah, that resonate with you?
Yeah.
What's the empath mean to you?
I feel like I'm naturally an empath. Like
I had that feeling. That's why I had to dish it to you. I said, hold on.
Yeah, definitely.
So for someone who hasn't heard that term or doesn't quite click for them, can you give us your definition?
Essentially, to me, an empath is someone that can feel what others are feeling and can relate to how others feel in that very moment, or, you know, whatever. And so, yeah, I feel like overall, like when it comes to relationships, whether it's friendships or like, you know, romantic relationships, I feel like generally I'm an empath. Like I'm, you know, like I care about the people around me. I care about my circle. So it's just easy to get wrapped up in other people's feelings type of situations.
Okay, yeah. And if you guys disagree, you guys can go ahead and hit rewind a couple of times and go back to when she was talking about how some models aren't professional and the caddy and the things like that. And she said, that's okay. It comes from a place of understanding and being empathetic to that individual. So I peeped that earlier. So I'm glad we did the definition to you. Now, Brother Dev, you said understand. That one wasn't new for me at one point. Is that new for you, Savannah?
It is, yeah.
That might be new for the people out there. Brother Dev, can you?
Okay. So I'm explaining that understand, then I have a question for both of y'all before I ask. So for understand, when I say understand, you know, so when people say like understand, I feel like understand is like it's an under, like you're under, and then when overstand is like I overstand you, I get the whole picture. Right. Understand is when I take that shit in. Right. When I feel you inside like the soul, I'm like, oh, I understand you. I feel it like soulfully.
That makes sense. Yeah, that's dope.
Yeah, appreciate that. Dope. And the person who I got it from, you know, I'm gonna day flowers. He's somebody named me 13th Son. Somebody watches videos on YouTube, so I got that from him. 13th Son. So I didn't make it up myself. That's who I got it from. Okay, so I just gotta give him their flowers too. Right. Yeah, I gotta give them flowers. So the question I have for both of y'all. So first, I'm gonna start off with Savannah. So what are okay? All right. So what are the pros and cons to being an empath?
That's okay. That's a great question because there are definitely two sides to every story.
Yeah, for real.
Let's start with the cons.
The cons. Wow. Do we have time? No. Okay. It can be very detrimental in the sense that like I can care too much sometimes. To the point where I really like when I said earlier, like you get wrapped up in the other people's emotions, like you really can get wrapped up. Like it can get to the point where it can, you know, affect my own emotions, obviously, you know, and so it's hard. It's hard. It's hard to be an empath because like as much as you want to be mean to people and you want to just stomp around like half the world you see every day, it's like I can't. It's like I physically can't do that because like then it messes me up. But I feel like as far as pros, I mean, obviously, like the pros are just, you know, being able to really like be more patient with people. I feel like that helps me with my patience a lot because, you know, there's things like kind of like, you know, you guys were having like just a conversation earlier about just taking a deep breath and just, you know, breathing through things. And like I've been doing that for a long time because like that's just something I've naturally I almost had to teach that to myself to just stop and just take a deep breath and just have patience because it's like, if I don't, I'll drive myself crazy. So it's, you know, it's kind of it's definitely a blessing and a curse, but I wouldn't trade it because I'd rather be like this than be someone that's, you know, on the opposite end of the spectrum. So
back. So my brother, what's your pros and cons to being an empath?
All right, so let's start with the cons. Cons of being an empath. So I could just give y'all my answer for me personally. The con is because we do understand how people feel. So for me, it's like because I understand how you feel, my natural reaction is to try to help you.
Yes.
That's like my instinctive reaction. It's like, oh shit, like somebody coming right now And whatever happened, we gonna stop the show and I'm gonna go help him. Like,
Right.
that's just what's gonna happen. But see, the con of that is if that's my reaction, sometimes I won't fully think that through.
Yep.
Like I might just dive out the door. They could, be going have something else going, or I could dive out and realize that, hey, before I come out here and help you with this, is there anybody you could call that can come take care of it? Oh my God, I didn't even think of that. My brother stays right up the street. Okay, give him a call, and if nobody works out, I'm right upstairs. Come back and talk to me. And then coming in here, finishing the show, and just now my whole path of the day is still in alignment. So It's just the con for me is combating that reaction to or that instinctive reaction to just help.
Yeah.
And to slow down, take a step back, take a deep breath, like, hold on. I know you want to help everybody, Jay, but
think of all outcomes first.
Right. You're not here to save the world. You know what I'm saying? Like maybe indirectly. But first and foremost, just like that, what we were saying on the way here is like you gotta take care of yourself first, because if you don't take care of you, you can't take care of nobody.
Yeah.
So just like how I'm sure all of us have aspirations to really do, more for our environment, our community, people outside of ourselves. But if we ain't shit, we can't get there. You know what I mean? And if every turn somebody needs some help, I'm helping out. If I get everybody some goddamn water, my cup gonna be empty.
Empty, yes.
Empty.
Yes.
So because I realized that in my life, I'm at the place where I'll have the emotional reaction, but emotion and logic are different. So I allow myself to feel the emotion, but I will always try to think with my logical mind. Like, okay, I see a problem. My heart wants to help you, but my brain is like, okay, does this person have resources? Are they trying? Is there anything they can do to take care of their own problem? Right. If so, allow them to do it. So that'd be the con and the pro. The pro to be an empath for me, I'll say just being able to navigate. Being able to navigate, because if I can read your energy and I can read your energy reading their energy, and it's like I see them not reading your energy, but I see like if I if I can see the whole bus down in real time as it's happening and before it happens, because I know where someone starts and I can tell where the conversation is going, I can tell how it's going to rub this person that way.
That's right.
I know when to insert additional positivity to maintain the frequencies. So it's like that's what I mean by navigating. What I mean by navigating is whatever my intention is to be able to execute that. So my goal is always positivity. So if I notice, like I said, some negativity popping up, instead of me, oh, you're being negative, I might just pop up a joke. Now you smiling, now they smiling, and now that we laughing and the laughter is going to die down, I can now change the subject. And all I saw that was because I'm empathetic or have that empath.
That's real.
I love this topic that we're on. So one thing I want to touch on it about this empath. So shout out to Uncle Ben, and Uncle Ben is from Spider-Man. And on Spider-Man, he said, with great power comes great responsibility. So when you just empath, there's a lot of responsibility, because it be sometimes like when I'm hearing him talk, it be like there's sometimes when I'm feeling the energies and I feel like I'm supposed to be doing something, but I'll sit back like, man, I don't want to do that shit though. You feel me? I don't want to do that. I don't want to do that. You feel me? But it's like you got that. You're aware of that. You're supposed to act on it. You feel me? You're supposed to be doing that for a reason. It's like, and then when I don't do it, I feel like kind of like, oh damn, I should have did something. I should have acted on that. And another thing I talk about being an empath. So what I learned is, let's say I want to help somebody out, but my pockets are low. Or let's say, just like what he was talking about, I want to help somebody out, but I'm doing something. So it's just like, oh, I can't really help that person out. So instead of thinking negative, that I can't help that person out, I'm going to send you positive energy instead. I learned that from a mentor. Wayne Dwyer. I'm going to send you positive energy instead. I hope somebody does bless this young fella. I hope someone does come help, because I can't do it right now. So at least I'm going to send you that good energy, send you that so it can come to you.
That's great.
If it's cool, I want to touch on that real quick. Now I have one for you. Now, what was the first thing you said with that, though? Because power comes great responsibility. Okay, so I'm damn near forgetting the first thing I was going with it. But what he just said about giving people good energy, that reminded me of a story. I was at A&PM off of Watt, right? And I'm going to pay for some gas. It was a dude outside. I ain't gonna lie, bro. If you ever see this, you was looking grimy. Like, let's be 100. And he like, hey, bro, what's up, man? You trying to play my music, bro? Like, I said, hold on, bro. Let me get my gas, bro. Like, just 1 second. So you feel me? So I pay for the gas, right? I come back outside and I'm like, all right, and this is what I love doing to people. I love doing this shit right here. Cause I went inside and I know people probably tell him this all the time that they'll come back when they get done. And I knew he thought I was bullshitting, but I wasn't. I try not to say anything that I don't mean. So I'm like, hey bro, let me get my gas, let me put my shit, like just calm down, bro. I'm gonna come tap with you. He's like, all right, whatever, bro. I'm like, all right, whatever. Watch, you gonna see.
Right.
So I put the gas, pay for the gas, go outside, put it on the pump, put it in the car, right? And then I walked back over to the front of the store where he's at. I said, okay, bro, you was trying to holler at me? He was like, yeah, bro, what's up? And basically he's trying to promote his music. So I'm like, okay, what's the song? Like, okay, this is your thing. Like, I followed him on IG. I said, okay, your song is right here in your bio. I said, all right, bet when I hop in the car, bro, I'm going to play it. He was like, all right, cool. He's like, hey, where you going? And usually when someone asks you where you're going, they want to ride, right?
Mm-hmm.
So with me, I'm confident in me. So I'm like, I'll tell you where I'm going. That don't mean you get in the car.
Right.
But I keep it a buck with you. I said, oh, bro, I'm going north on what? Toward, Antelope and North Highlands. He was like, oh, bro, that's where I'm going too. You think you give me a ride? I said, bro, to be honest with you, bro, I don't know you. I was like, your music, that's cool, but nah, I can't do that. Mm-hmm. But what I will do, you a person of faith? He was like, yeah. I was like, all right, bet, we're going to pray real quick. And I prayed. Right. I prayed to God. I said, you know what, God, please let, the next person this brother comes across, give him a ride or allow him to get to his destination safe and sound. I said, that's all I can do for you, my brother. I hope things go well. And it was like, peace. Yeah. So it's like being an empath and that pros and cons or the power of responsibility, right? Mm-hmm. Oh, that's what it was earlier. You were saying that you're like, man, I'm supposed to do it. And you feel like, oh, man, I should have done it. Mm-hmm. So there's two things that I want to touch on. If we need to change the subject, let me know. But I don't want to be too long-winded. You know what I mean?
Probably just finish after this one and then switch it up.
Okay, yeah.
You're on fire right now. So. Okay. I'm listening to what you're saying.
Okay, yeah. So there's two things for me with that. Is one, the first question that comes to my mind is who told you that you got to save everybody that needs saving? That's my first question because I had to hit myself with this. That's the only reason why I'm comfortable being so direct with you is because I did this to me. You feel me? Because I felt like that. I'm like, bruh. And I was just doing everything for everybody. And my mom told me, she said, you can help people until it hurts you.
Yeah.
And when I started applying that lesson, things have been different for me. So for my people out there, I feel like you got to save everybody. Who put that expectation on you? And most of the time, it's you giving yourself that expectation. Because everybody is responsible for their own shit. Yep. I'm responsible for my own stuff. Dev is, Savannah is. And just because I got love for them doesn't mean it's my job.
Right.
They're adults. They need to take care of themselves. Mm-hmm. Now, that brings me to another quick story. I was at a friend of mine's house, and it was his birthday. I only knew him, and all his family was there, right? And, bro, your family kind of hood. My family hood, too, so I love it. You feel me? And but I came in with my laptop. Like, I work in finance, so I came in with my laptop bag, and they're like, oh, they got a laptop bag. Ha, ha. I'm like, okay, it's going to be one of those parties, right? So it's cool. I always get a kick out of it, though, because I'm good at teasing people, too. So, but long story short, by the end of the night, everybody's hella cool. And one of his folks was basically drinking too much. And when people get too drunk, you can tell them anything. But if they feel like arguing and fighting, they're going to be arguing and fighting. So basically what he was arguing about was, y'all put my business out that I drink. And what my bro was saying is like, bro, nobody's thinking like that. Like, all I want you to do is be safe. Like, that's it. Like, I'll drive you home. Like, that's all I care about. But the dude just kept going back about being upset, wanting to fight, this and that, negative. And me, I've got a lot of experience being a mediator and calming people down. Like, I was in the moment, and I'm outside, and I'm like, at this point, the conversation's getting a little personable. And it was like, in my spirit, I'm like, you know what? I know I'm here. Like, if I wanted to be the mediator, like, nobody's going to feel offended just because they can feel my energy. Like, I've already kind of built that bond, even though it was, like, in one night. So it's like I could mediate and it not be, like, offensive or overstepping, right? But I'm sitting there, and I'm like, but why do I need to mediate? My boy already did everything he's supposed to do. This dude's being hard-headed. Why is it up to Jay to save the day? I say, you know what? I'm tired of saving the fucking day. I've already said it enough times. I've already added my input. I've already added my perspective. At this point, I did what a good friend is supposed to do. Right. You feel me? And on top of that, I rode with him to go get his girl, even though I don't know any of y'all. You feel me? So I already was a help to be the DD driver. You feel me? So I'm already flying colors as a partner. You feel me? And this next step would just be like, being what I typically would do. Try to save the world. I say, you know what, man? Fuck that. I already did a lot. Not enough. I've already did a lot. I'm going to go ahead and go inside. Sure enough, I went inside, and my boy came inside, and his fams came inside, got his jacket, and ended up dipping, even though he's drunk as hell. So I'm like, damn, okay. I had a feeling it was going to turn out like that. And part of me was like, man, should I stay and mediated it? And I'm like, nah. I decided no. And the reason why I decided no is because what I realized through my life experience is that anytime I try to help somebody with something, it's really just like a Band-Aid. And if I mediated this situation, the next time they drink, he's going to do it again. So me stepping up for what? Just to make me feel good at that point. Right. Because it isn't for him. Because at this point, you need to learn your lesson. Or maybe not. You feel me? But it would have been more for me to feel like I'm doing the right thing as opposed to what the right thing actually was. Because if your closest friends are telling you, if a stranger is telling you, and everybody's telling you the same thing, and you just don't want to listen, you might be at a place where you need to learn something. You feel me? And that dude ended up going home, and he ended up getting blurred, man. He got a DUI that night.
Yep. See,
So
that's crazy.
That's real. And to our viewers, listen to what my boy was saying. My bro Jay was talking about a lot of real stuff. And one thing I do got to touch on just real fast, because I got questions. I got to talk to you, Savannah. But what he was talking about, and I don't feel like I have to save everybody no more. And it asked me how I used to feel, because I really learned from, and I forgave my niggas in the past, you feel me? Shout out to the people I forgave, you feel me? I don't got no enemies, but the people that tried my hardest to save, those ones that burned me the most, you feel me? The people that really tried my hard to, like my brothers, like my motherfucking brothers, them ones that burned me. The people that I really let live with me, you feel me? Burn me, you know? So I really learned that now you can't be too helpful. Your first person you got to help out is yourself. Being too helpful gets you burnt out here, get you killed in these streets, for real. It's like, I hate to say that, but it does. You can't be too loving out there. It really is a balance out here. There's a balance. But so we're gonna switch it now. Random. So I was up on your Instagram, right? And I'm big on battle rap. So when I seen it, I said, "Oh shit, she on a video with the legend Serious Jones."
Oh yeah.
Let's talk about that. Okay, I see you.
I'm weak. I forgot all about that. It's just been a while. And shout out to Sirius. I know he's locked up. We gonna get you out of there.
Oh,
it's
he's locked.
good.
I didn't know that
I
he was
think
locked
so.
up. Oh,
yeah, he's been
shit.
posting on his Instagram. He might
free.
be out now,
Okay.
but yeah, definitely free Sirius. But it honestly, I that opportunity kind of similar to the Mario thing. Like I've been following a photographer that I wanted to work with for a really long time. I don't know if y'all are familiar with Natho or not, but yeah, he's a really shout out to Natho. That was the only time I worked with him. But I had been following him for a while, and I was just trying to see, if I could like try to get a photo shoot with him. But in the meantime, I was just keeping an eye on his Instagram for like a casting call or whatever. And it was crazy because the job I had at the time, I think I had like happened to call out that day or something like that, because I had something else and I had to take care of. And then I see Natho post like a casting call for a girl for a music video, and it was like literally in my area. It was like it's in Oak Grove at the time. And I was like, bet. Like it was a paid gig. I was like, bet. And come to find out it was for Sirius. Now at the time I wasn't familiar with him really, but got to meet him. He was really cool, like really dope, like funny, like goofy individual. And yeah, the video was fun. It was chill.
Were you surprised to see how big he was though? 'Cause I'm on battle rap, so I'm like, yo,
Yeah,
he's a legend.
after-
That's like
yeah.
that's not no simple. Serious Jones is a legend.
So Nathan tried to hit me like, before I as I was walking up, because it was supposed to be multiple of us. Like I think it was supposed to be more than one model, and then like I was the only one that showed up type situation. So like I ended up kind of like getting to be the leading lady like towards the end. But
That's dope.
yeah, like he was just like, yeah, he does like battle rap on YouTube. He has a lot of YouTube views, and I'm like, okay, cool. I'm not tripping. Like I'm just happy to be here. So it was fun. It was a lot of fun. It was different. The theme was dope. Like he did a lot of the filming for that at Alcatraz actually, but then he did the rest of it here for the end part. So yeah, it was a lot of fun. It was cool. It was a dope experience for sure.
So do you, are you into like acting?
So that actually wasn't my first music video, but kinda like I'm trying to dabble into it, I guess. I don't know if y'all are familiar with Ombi Peasy.
Oh yeah.
So back when he was Lil Peasy, I did a video with him. Like we were young. It was like I was like 17 or something. This was back when he used to be in California. So that was like my first video ever. And after that, it was the Serious Jones one. And then recently I did one with Young Lot, who's a part of Flood. I don't know if y'all are familiar with him, Flood Gang. I don't know. But I just did a video with him. Shout out to my homegirl Pre, that put me on with him. And we just did a video like at a racetrack. And I'm really dope to see the outcome of that. But yeah, I'm still kind of just dipping my toes in there. I'm just trying to, you know, whenever. Here's the thing, like for me, whenever the opportunities present themselves, like I usually just try to jump on them.
You're an opportunist. Huh?
Yeah, no, I'm gonna say that, but like,
I feel like honestly, no. Look, for me, when I say opportunist, I don't say like a negative way. People take that as a negative. With me, I think that's beautiful. You see opportunity, you go after. You
for sure.
I seen the way you talked about Mario. I seen the way you talk about Sirius Jones. I see the way you talk about Miss Sacramento. When you see an opportunity, you go to it.
I try. Yeah.
That's fire.
Thank you. Thank you.
So before we wrap up the show, first of all, I want to give you a gift. You know, I didn't put it in the bag, so I got to put it in the bag.
Oh, but who, me?
Yes.
Oh, thank you.
You know, I give a gift to all my queens that come on the show. 'Cause I appreciate y'all. So, you know, one thing we do, we always want to give extra love to the queens because y'all don't get enough love. So we gave you a random hat.
That's fire.
Hey.
I love it. I can't wait.
And then, you know, got you a candle.
Oh my God.
The ass too, you know, Savannah.
Yes, I love it. Thank you so much. I was not expecting anything. Thank you so much. Thank you.
Let's give it up to Savannah on the show
today. Thank you so much for having me. Thank you. It was a blast.
And just real quick, so I know opportunist carries a negative connotation, but I just want to look up the definition and see what it actually means. So it says a person who exploits circumstances to gain immediate advantages rather than being guided by consistent principles or plans. So I guess is that out of pocket?
They make it sound about
yeah, like this. It usually it usually does have a negative connotation.
Okay, you know what? Fine, it does. But we're gonna flip it.
Flipping that word. Opportunist is now positive.
Oh my God.
Flip. All right, before we end the show, I got a question for you, Savannah. So if you could talk to anybody, it can be celebrity or family, anybody passed away and have a conversation with them, who would it be, and what conversation, and why would you have that conversation with them?
Wow. That's funny. That's one of the interview questions for Miss Black Sacramento. You know, that's really hard because there's so many people. Let's see. I know usually my answer, which is still a very true answer to that question, is like, I would love to meet Jesus. Like I would have so many questions.
That's deep. I never heard
like
that.
I would have so many questions. Like so many questions I would have. Just about, I mean, y'all know, just everything. Like everything. I'd have questions about everything. But someone personal to me, or even a celebrity. Let's see. You said living or dead?
No.
Or someone that's passed away? Probably my grandpa would be a good person right about now. Like now that I'm an adult, you know, like he passed when I was 10. So like now that I'm an adult, I would like, there'd be a lot of things I'd love to ask him. My grandpa was a gangster, so like just to have a different outlook on life, and you know, for him to give me quick pep talks real quick when I'm going through something, like that would be dope.
That's dope.
Yeah.
Hell yeah. Hey, so Savannah, I appreciate you for coming on here. So, there anything that you want to talk to? There might be a viewer out here that need to hear something that you got to say. You know, you're an empath. You feel that energy out there. They need some help, Savannah. So let's talk to the people one more time.
Well, follow me on Instagram.
Hey, follow. What's your Instagram?
My Instagram, it's Miss America. But it's a 3 instead of the letter E, and there's 3 A's at the end. It's complicated, but Miss America, or Savannah Sims on Facebook. One thing I'll say for sure is just don't give up. Like one thing I'm for sure is, you know, that Leo energy. Like we're determined. We're low key stubborn. I'm not gonna front. So it's like, one thing that's kept me going is just literally continuing to keep going. Like just that perseverance, and you know, if anybody tells you can't do it, just, you know, if it's something that you really believe that you're supposed to be doing, just keep doing it, keep fighting for it. And yeah, I don't know. I mean, just keep loving on the people around you. Just keep that love and energy. We need it right now. Like it's 2020. Like we just need all the good vibes we can get. So just try to be that person in everyone, you know, and you know, be that person in the people you encounters lives, like that can provide the love like around you, and just be that light for people.
Facts. You gotta say something. You got something you gotta say to people, Jay?
Nah, man, just Nope, I don't.
Hey. So, man, this was another fire episode. Thank you, Savannah.
Thank you for having me.
Hey,
thank you so much.
Hey, yeah, and thank you to my co-host Jay. He be spitting that knowledge, man. And y'all gotta tune in. He has his own little solo podcast too. He be doing his thing. He be spitting. Y'all gotta check my bro out. You feel me? But anyways, what's my slogan? I love y'all, but you need to love yourself, man, and stay evolving because it's all about growth. Yee.
Did you do? I love you, but you need to love yourself.
Yeah. That's what I said.
I said
Yeah, I said I love you, you love yourself.
Okay, cool. I'm like, I'll be waiting on that part.
Yeah. I say that all the time. That's what's important. Self-love.
You need to love yourself, man.
That self-love is so important.